especially gratifying given what the project was. So I present to you Ms. Harley Braun.
Hi everyone, thank you all for coming. The focus of my senior project was to gain an understanding of the impact that a terminal illness has on a person and their family, as well as raising funds to support Camp Sunshine. Camp Sunshine is a year-round retreat up in Casco, Maine, that provides services for children with life-threatening illnesses and their families. My interest in my club, Find the Cure at Ross, had led me to research many charitable organizations to raise money for, and I came across Camp Sunshine on a Google search, and I was immediately drawn to their missions, and I wanted to learn more about the program. I was drawn to the emphasis they had on really engaging every member of the family, and I found that this is one of the only camps in the nation that specifically focus on every member of the family, and I thought that it just seemed like such a special and welcoming place to be. To go a little bit more into detail, Camp Sunshine is a nonprofit organization which focuses on a different topic of illness each week, such as lupus, sickle cell, oncology, and they accommodate about 40 families per session at no cost to them. The camp also provides free meals, they're really good, 24-hour on-site professional medical and counseling services, and families and volunteers are given their own suites and made to feel at home. There are an endless amount of activities for the kids, for teenagers, for parents. There's never a time to be bored. I chose to volunteer in the summer of '09, and then again this past November. I'll never forget the first day when I met this family, the Hernandez family, who I hadn't known before, and within a few hours I felt that I had known them my whole life. The atmosphere of Camp Sunshine is so special and allows the volunteers and the families to become one big family, and it's just so great. And it was amazing for me to see how much we all have in common, whether it be a family struggling or a volunteer facing their own obstacles. I really realized how much we all have in common and how much we all really need each other. I want to raise money for Camp Sunshine because they rely on support of volunteers and donations alone. It costs $1,500 per family for each session. And I personally believe every family that is able to should come to this camp and really experience this life-changing opportunity. My goal for my fundraiser was to raise enough money for at least 3 families to attend Camp Sunshine. Just because knowing I can make a difference in 3 families' lives was worth my time and was worth all my efforts. I chose to plan and organize a carnival fundraising event for several reasons. I really enjoy working with children, I always have, and I want to involve kids in my effort to support this organization because it strongly makes an impact on a child's life. I also wanted to raise money in a fun and spirited way. I don't know many people my age who have planned and created their own carnival, and I just thought it was such a different way to go about this, and while at the same time I was helping make a difference, I was also having fun with it and doing something new. Looking back, the process I have gone through seems so surreal. After finally choosing a date, a time, and a place, I chose to start this off by writing a personal and sincere business letter. It really came from my heart, it really just showed how strongly I feel about this place, showed everything that I wanted to. And I think that made the biggest and strongest impact just because I really let my guard down. I showed them everything, exactly how I feel about this place and how much this place means to me. And I received so much support just from those words that I used, just by showing how much I care about this place. The business letter had really come from my heart, and I consider it to be a huge part of this process. And I got so much support from the local companies, from the press, from family and friends. The next step I took was to create my own fundraising website, and where I was able to bring a ton of awareness to everyone before the event took place. The challenges and skills. This is the website that I created, and I pasted some of my business letter onto it as well. The challenges that I came across were finding support. I realized how hard it is to keep asking for support, and it's not, from some local companies I found a lot of support, but others were not as encouraging, and it was frustrating just to see negative responses, but it's just that they didn't have time necessarily to pay attention to my cause. So that was a setback. I also had trouble with budgeting. I had to set up my own games for the carnival, and I needed to purchase my own materials, my own prizes, and it was very detail oriented, so I had to provide everything. I had to provide food, water, make sure the kids were enjoying their activities. So while I had to keep track of my spending limit, I didn't want there to be too little or extra, too many prizes or just too little prizes, and I didn't want to run out. So I had to be wise about that, and I had to figure out how I can make a profit off of that, and budgeting was a huge part of the process. But I learned a lot from that experience as well. My date was November 14th, so I came across a ton of time pressure, and I had to fit a lot of planning and scheduling into each day. So I had to make all these lists, and that goes with organization, but I was just, every day I was so productive, and I really had to use my time wisely to get what I needed done each week. Awareness was key, trying to get the message out there every single day, and I really just had to put myself out there, put this event out there, get the word across to everyone I could, and I struggled with that a little bit. Finding volunteers to help out at my event was hard at first, but just because I really relied on these volunteers to help out at each game, so I was worried that I wouldn't get enough volunteers, and in the end, it was perfect, and all of my friends came and supported me, and thank you. They were great. The kids loved them, they brought the energy in, so it wasn't really a challenge at first, in the end. Finding what booths I should have, how many booths, setting up the floor plan. The floor plan kept changing. I had to keep deciding, I had to keep adjusting different outlines and really figure out what the kids would want, and so I struggled with the floor plan a lot. And finding creative ways to raise money, like this t-shirt I had designed so I could raise a profit off of it as well. And the weather was another setback. It was pouring rain the day of my carnival, and I wasn't sure if I communicated well enough that this was an indoor carnival, so I was very worried about that. But I had a great turnout despite the weather, and it was fine. At the carnival, there was a booth set up so that people could draw on those quilt squares, and in the end, I sewed it all together. And this follows into my outcome. I gained more knowledge about the process of organizing a fundraiser, definitely. And I raised about $10,000 sponsoring 6 families to attend Camp Sunshine. It definitely reached my goal. I was so happy. I can't express it. 6 families can now go to Camp Sunshine. That was a big deal for me. The second component of my project was my research paper. I wrote up a paper